Hey guys, my name's Sam and welcome to the Driving Home Reviews podcast. This is a podcast that features mine and my girlfriend Hannah's unfiltered, spoiler-filled thoughts about films we've just seen on the drive home. Just a heads up, there's a lot of strong language, full spoilers, obviously, and a lot of comments about what we see on the road, so we hope you enjoy. Also, I'll be back at the end to wrap it all up. For this episode, we went and watched Old, which is the new one from M. Night Shyamalan. It's about a group of people who were all on holiday and then they all decide to go to a beach, and then some of them start getting old really quick and some of them don't. It's a bit inconsistent really, but hey ho, just roll with the punches I guess. Anyway, let's find out if we thought it was any good or not.
Over there. Dearing me, what the fuck was that?
Yeah, that's what the huffing and puffing was, because I was just like, what in the actual fuck was that? Dog shy? I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know if it was.
I know it wasn't good.
It wasn't good, was it?
No, it wasn't done. Dog shy is.
It wasn't done well. I don't know. Some of the acting was a bit.
Yeah, I feel like that was my biggest gripe with it. But no, it wasn't.
Well, the acting was not good.
But the acting was fucking shit from some people.
From some of them, yeah.
Like mainly from the main mum and dad.
Mum, yeah.
The mum was particularly awful.
She was. And the blonde lady.
Oh yeah. Wait, which one? The young?
The partner of Charles, whatever her name was.
Yeah.
The bent back lady.
Bent back, crack sack, balls,
Yeah.
whatever. Fucking.
Bloody hell, she was having a good time, was she?
She went,
right.
chill out, babes. Like, fucking.
Let's just
what?
unpack that from start to finish. Fucking hell. What were you expecting it to like be?
I mean, first of all, I was expecting it to be quite a lot better.
Yeah.
Because, like, I don't know if it was the acting necessarily, or if it was just a really bad script.
Yeah.
Because it felt like the script was really shit in places, and I don't think that helped the acting either.
No.
Because there were so many things where I was like, is that the best take you got of that?
Yeah.
Which made me think, you just wrote it like this. Because I felt like, what was the guy's name, the rapper? What was his name? Lil Big Car.
Which one?
You know the one on the beach? The black guy.
Yeah.
What was his name?
I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying. What, his character's name or the real life name?
Your character name?
Oh, I don't know. Tyler.
No, it was something fucking stupid.
Oh, what? That the girl shouted out?
Yeah, they said it like 3 or 4 times at the beginning, but I kept
was that
missing it.
him?
Who?
Was that him that she noticed?
Yeah.
Oh.
Who did you think it was?
I don't know. Well, because he seemed like he was just sitting and chilling.
Yeah, that's the guy I'm on about.
Yeah. I don't know, but when he came on, he looked a bit chaotic, because obviously that one he was dead. Bald, with the L necklace.
Yeah. But, yeah. He was written so bad.
Yeah.
Like, the first thing he said wasn't it like, oh shit, or oh damn,
Yeah.
or something like that. And I was like, okay, this is not good.
No.
And when the parents were having their like argument in the same hotel room as their kids,
Yeah.
great parenting by the way.
Yeah.
Not even necessarily trying to keep your voice down or like doing it while they're asleep. Like I don't even think, I think they just had an argument like just before dinner or something. was back on the swing a little bit.
Yeah.
Because he had the visit, the visit was fucking creepy. But I also believed that they were people because they said human things and not things as if it was written by like a BTech fucking student, you know?
Yeah.
It felt like a student film.
No flow, like it was kind of like, oh, this is the story that I want to portray, but I don't know how to fill it with dialogue.
Yeah. It felt like a short episode, like an episode of something.
Yeah.
Or like a 30-minute film. Maybe.
Yeah.
You know, something that maybe he did in lockdown.
That then got extended into.
And they were like, oh, we'll give you like 50 mil if you just do the full
you
film.
make it to a full film.
And he was like,
they just didn't need to be.
yeah, and he was just like, okay, I will.
And
he just didn't write anything, and then maybe they made it up on the day.
Yeah.
Because he just felt very bare bones.
And like I get that, they were all getting older really quickly, but I feel like there was a point when they just started like flies.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is a bit much.
But I felt, the aging just inconsistent. So inconsistent.
Yeah, because for ages it didn't seem like the mum was aging at all, and I was like, is that because they like took her tumour out, or like is she like immune now, or
It just fucking flew by, didn't it?
yeah?
Because the film didn't. I felt the film was very fucking long.
Do you think? I think it felt like a long one.
I think
I
because
didn't think it felt particularly long or particularly short. I think it felt.
I think it's because I was just like,
Pretty
could you just hurry up? Because I get it. But I feel like I've aged to come out of the film. I just felt like they just needed to hurry it up. I mean, I felt like we just said, it just felt like there was just not a lot of shit that happened. Like when you break it down, not a lot did happen in the film.
No.
But I think I was just like, alright, I get it. You know?
Mm-hmm.
And I was just like, what's going to happen next? And nothing really happened, if you know what I mean. Other than everything that had already happened.
Essentially, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, and it felt like I feel like I was like, well, I know there's going to be some sort of twist coming. And I was just waiting. And then I feel like because it felt really fucking obvious that the hotel was somehow linked to it.
Yeah.
Like straight from the start, I was like,
Because they were figuring it out, weren't they? When she was like, when the psychologist lady, Patricia, the epilepsy lady, when
doesn't
she
he love Patricia's in this film, doesn't he?
when she was like, I don't know, does he?
Yeah, because he did Split, didn't he?
Oh yeah, Patricia.
That was Patricia.
Patricia. Is he waving at her? Is he alright?
I don't know what he's doing.
That was really funny. He's a bit drunk, holding on in the back like, oh, I'm crushed in this tiny car. But yeah, because she started being like, oh, well, we're here because I'm obviously got epilepsy. And then she's like, oh, wait, did you just say you were sick? And it's like, okay, so everyone here is ill then. That's why. And then I was a bit like, so they're obviously trialling something, and they're maybe thinking, oh, because these people are ill and they're going to die anyway. I thought it was them being like, oh, well, instead of them like living through pain and
We'll just speed it up.
suffering, we'll just stick them there and let them die, kind of thing. I didn't clock obviously until the end that it was actually them like testing medicine. I just thought they were just.
Hell no, I did not think it was that at all.
No.
I thought
they were just trying to be nice and be like, oh, here, we'll put you on this beach where you won't suffer and you'll just die in a day, rather than
I just didn't know
living with the illness. But then it's not really fair that you've got a whole family there with kids who aren't ill.
That's
not really fair, is it?
I feel like because they sort of tapped into that at the end, didn't they? When it was the big reveal I just had no idea where it was going, but not in like a good sense.
Yeah.
Because you know some of those films where you're like, I just don't know where this is going to go. I'm excited by it. I'm trying to figure it out. I was just like you've established that they're watching you.
Yeah.
The hotel are behind this already.
Yeah.
And you're not getting out.
Yeah. Like, where's this going?
Yeah, I think that I was like, it didn't feel like it. I was like really, really trying to get it.
No.
Because everyone was the biggest bunch of idiots that ever lived.
They were really stupid, weren't they?
Then I get.
And when oh fucking hell! Actually, quite a lot did happen. Think about fucking the girl getting pregnant.
Oh my god! I did not see that coming.
No, and then the dad having a conversation with the son, and him being like, "Oh, I thought you had to do it like 10 times for that to happen," and he was like, "No, it only takes once." And I'm like, "When did they have sex? Excuse me."
That was the most bizarre and weirdest thing
What?
ever. So 2 6-year-olds sped up all of a sudden to like being what, 15? Did
Yeah.
they say they were 15, 16 or
Yeah.
whatever? But I just didn't get it because they were like, oh, all of a sudden they're really like mature.
Yeah.
I'm like, but his older sister was.
She seemed to stay quite the same, didn't she?
She stayed the same for the longest amount of time.
Yeah.
Also, you know that in between point when he was 6 and then he was like maybe 11?
11.
12 or something?
Yeah.
I didn't think that was a real boy.
No.
He looked CGI because the faces that he pulled were the same and it looked like a doll or a mannequin or CGI. I don't know what it was. It was.
I don't know if it's because they were trying to make it look
like the kid was older. But
Yeah.
So they sort of like just CGI'd up his face. And it just felt like a puppet or something because all he ever was stood there with his fucking in the towel.
Yeah.
Also, where did he get more swim shorts from?
Don't get me started on that. Because the man made a point of getting the daughter to change her swimming costume because she'd obviously grown, and then suddenly the blonde child grows up and has her own swimming costume.
Yeah. That made no sense. That made no fucking sense.
Or was she wearing
No, she
the
wasn't wearing.
daughter's of a swimming costume that she'd changed out of?
I don't think so.
No, I don't think so.
Because it felt like this older sister didn't get any older.
No.
Like she just got to. Was it Thomasin McKenzie? The actress.
Yeah.
It got to her.
Was she in the same mold?
No. She was in something.
She looked really familiar.
Yeah, she's in something. I can't remember what. I know she's in Last Night in Soho, you know the one that's coming up.
Yeah.
She's in that.
No, it's not that. I've definitely not watched her in a film.
No, yeah. She is in a film. I cannot for the life remember what it is. Probably a horror film.
Can you look? Because I want to know.
Well, no, it's recorded.
No.
Oh, I'll have to look.
Because I thought I'd cracked it. I was like, she looks like what? And then I was like, but is she? Because she doesn't sound like risky enough.
Sure. Can we talk about the weird voices as well?
Yeah, like
They.
when they were grown, the voices still sounded like the kids' voices, and I think that's what they were doing. Because I don't know, the voices haven't caught up with the bodies yet.
But then their brains were absolutely gone.
Yeah.
They were like I guess it made more sense for the girl to be more mature.
Surely, if their bodies have grown, the hormones and everything have happened. Like the voice is cracked. It's all happened.
But yeah,
So why are you?
it didn't feel like they had that.
No.
Like it didn't feel like that. I don't know. It almost.
It was just, it didn't really add up and make sense. And then, like, why did the baby have to die? Why couldn't the baby just be like the fucking baby from Twilight and just grow really, really quickly?
Because it got left on the floor for a little bit.
And again, that was
She
so
was
dumb.
in Jojo Rabbit.
Oh,
it's the accent. I don't know.
Because she was, well...
Because her mum was French, I think. Her dad was... I thought it was Spanish.
Yeah.
Or like Hispanic or something.
And maybe she's
got
doing a
weird fucking accent. I don't know.
Was she German in Jojo Rabbit?
Yes, I think she was. Yeah, whatever the fucking weird accent that both of them did. No, not accent, weird voice that they did.
Yeah.
That like in between age.
Yeah, there was just no consistency
No.
with it.
And also, it didn't feel like the black woman, the one who had the seizures.
Patricia.
Was that her name, Patricia?
Yeah.
Yeah. It didn't feel like she actually aged.
No.
And I know they made a joke about it, didn't they?
Yeah.
Because her and the like rapper guy.
Yeah.
God, I bet they wish they were black now.
Yeah.
But I was still like, you do age. And no one else, like, you were the only one who didn't. And then you died. Like, because I felt like her husband. I felt like he kept getting older. And I feel like that was because he had like a bit of a receding hairline at one point.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
And I felt like on some people, they subtly aged them up a little bit. Like,
Yeah.
as it went on. And I was like, okay, cool. But then, yeah, the doctor's wife, the blonde one.
She just did not age at all.
She didn't age at all, but she's just... But it made it look like she just looked fucking weird.
Yeah.
And then her, like, calcium
But
deficit.
then, like, is that because they made the joke about her, like, putting more makeup? So maybe they were trying to, like... She had a lot of makeup on by the end, didn't she? You know, when the husband was like, "Go and put my makeup on." When he was spazzing out with the knife.
Yeah.
Going back to Patricia, though.
Yeah.
When they said, oh, yeah, like, she didn't seizure for 8 hours. That's 16 years. Oh, we've cured epilepsy. And it's like...
You didn't, because she died of epilepsy.
We didn't know, because I suppose maybe the medicine wore off and then it all caught up with her. Or,
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
But yeah, still, like,
Not really cured it.
you didn't
because
cure it.
if she stopped taking it, then she'd fucking have a seizure and die like she did.
Yeah,
Like,
but then I guess that was the whole point, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Testing medicines.
yeah. Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah. It's a real odd duck of a movie.
and when they said about, you know, when they were like, oh, we should keep mental health and physical health separate, and then they were obviously implying that Charles was mentally unstable. And I was like, I thought he was going to have like dementia or Alzheimer's or something, because you know when he was
He kept saying about the
talking about
Marlon
the
Brando
film,
stuff.
yeah, and I was like, oh, is he just having like an episode where he's sort of forgotten everything?
Yeah,
and
I thought that's where
that
the
was going to
avenue that
get
they were
worse.
going down.
Yeah, and it was just going to carry on getting worse, and he was just going to eventually forget everything. But then, no, they made him a psychopath
Yeah.
who
Just
loved slashing people up with his knife.
I just feel like the film would have been a bit better if it had been, you know, like one of those films where it starts out as a short film and then it gets made into a big budget film and it sort of loses something. Remember, like, you know, like Lights Out, because that started as a short film and then they made it a big budget blockbuster.
Yeah,
Actually, no, because that was actually still quite a good
I
film.
was going to say, I quite like Lights Out.
But you know what I mean, that sort of thing where like it's quite a small thing and then someone throws a shitload of money at it and they expand on the story.
It would have just been better as
That's like maybe the family.
a short film.
I think it would have been better with
Didn't really need to be a full length.
no, let alone nearly a 2-hour film as well. Like, yeah, I was going to say I feel like if it was less people, it probably would have been a bit better because then you can control. You can confirm time frames and aging and all that sort of stuff. Because I know he had like a couple of long shots where it was like one was like, ooh, went one side of the beach, ooh, move back to the other side of the beach, and
Yeah.
everyone was teeny tiny little bit older. And I feel like that was mainly used with the fucking pregnancy. When it was like, oh, she's a little bit pregnant, and then it was like, oh, she's giving birth, oh, the baby's dead. And then it was like,
Yeah.
what?
I love how at first I thought she was just really bloated from eating food.
So did I, because Jesus Christ, when she was eating that fucking pasta salad, I was
Pasta
like,
salad.
God.
She's like, do you want that?
I was like, just like eating food like.
It's fine, I like food, isn't it?
Well, no, but yeah, I feel like that was just the most bizarre thing. That was
the whole middle bit.
Yeah.
Where things just started getting a bit weird.
Everyone just died left, right, and centre.
And Patricia was like, "Shall we talk about what just happened?" And don't invalidate their feelings. And I was like, "Shut up, please."
I was like, "What? Talk about it? You can't even explain it. What is talking about?
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh, yeah, your
Let's
baby."
talk about the fact,
Sorry, you were 6 about 2 hours ago. And then you just grew up, had sex for some reason, which is so strange. Because you were literally like, I don't know. Oh, and then like you had a baby and then died.
Yeah. Let's talk about it. Well, let's shoot. Let's not talk about it. Let's try and figure out what is going on.
Yeah.
I also love how Patricia's partner, what was his name?
What was his name? Because I thought it was like...
It was something like Jaden, but it wasn't Jaden.
Yeah.
Jalen,
I think. Yeah, I don't...
And when he...
Because it didn't sound like he said that the first time you ever met him. No. And then the second time you met him on the beach, and he was like, "Oh, it's Jalen, you dick." And I was like...
Oh, what? After she'd had the seizure?
No, you know when he met at the beach, and he introduced himself again to like the rest of the families?
Yeah.
And I was like... I swear you changed your name. Because I was like, that's not what you said the first time.
No, I think it was. But the doctor man called him Jaden.
Ah.
He was like, "It's Jalen."
Just showing he's a bit of a dick.
But yeah, when he was like, "Oh, if we all walk out of the cave really slowly, then maybe that'll work. But who wants to do that and waste like 20 years of their life?" And I'm like, well, that seems like a good idea. Much better than staying on the beach and dying.
Also, none of you actually tried that, and it might have worked. Because you tried everything else.
Yeah.
Mind the milk.
Mind the milk.
Mind the milk.
Ow.
Silly news. But, oh god, yeah. It's just...
Yeah.
I just really didn't like it. Because I'm always willing to give M. Night Shyamalan a twist. A go.
Give him a twist.
I'm not gonna give him a twist. I'm always willing to be like, right. Yeah, you've done some really good. You've done some less good.
Yeah.
I'm here. I will give you benefit of the doubt. Don't know why people keep giving him the benefit of the doubt.
I think because
It feels like someone else needs to read the script and be like...
Yeah, it was another one where the idea and the concept was really good, really clever, but then the execution was dog shit.
It just wasn't written and acted particularly well.
No, and I'm like, you've got these, these big names in there, but they're being hindered by these no-name shitty actors.
Yeah, because I thought...
Who was the guy that played Charles?
Rufus Sewell?
Yeah.
British. He's been in a lot of stuff.
He's been in a lot of stuff.
Yeah. And he was good.
And he was good.
He felt like a good actor.
He was one of the highlights.
And I feel like the girl...
He scared me.
I feel like the girl... not the pregnant girl, the sister. I felt like the brother and the sister, when they were actually adult actors.
Yeah.
I thought they were good, despite their questionable accents / voices. But I feel like that could have been a trick that they might have just done in post, where they're like, "Well, we'll just put the pitch up, just to sort of get that like 15-year-old thing." Because I don't believe that Alex Wolff is. Well, I mean, he's not 15. I'm pretty sure he's like 30, but whatever.
Yeah.
But they were quite. It was basically
they were good.
The named actors in it were good.
Yeah.
And it was just they felt like it was wasted on these other people who weren't particularly
the mum dad.
Yeah, and even I feel like Patricia and her husband, I feel like I've seen them in things before and they were fine because they weren't like main figures.
Yeah.
I feel like the mum and the dad, they just said some of the stupidest shit to each other.
Yeah.
And the way they said it was just so insincere. And I don't know what it was, and I was just a bit like I just don't believe either of you. I just don't give a shit.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't really like either of you as well,
No.
because you're reading lines as if you don't understand them. And I'm like, of all the M. Night Shyamalan films, this is not very complicated. This isn't a twisty-turny sort of Chris Nolan sort of thing. It's just, they're just getting on.
Yeah,
all you've got to do is just act really fucking surprised and worried and confused.
Yeah.
That's it. You haven't got to read it like it's like
when she kept
the beach
saying,
is getting us old.
Yeah.
And you're like, you need to be a bit more panicked. And yeah, no.
Like when she kept saying like, oh, they're reacting to something. I'm like, they're not reacting to anything. They're just getting old. Like, what do you mean they're reacting to something?
I'm like, I get you trying to figure shit out, but what do you mean? What do you mean? Like, reacting to what?
Yeah. Yeah.
Turns out it was the fucking rocks anyway.
Well, yeah.
It was the rocks, wasn't it?
I think so. Yeah, something to do with
They sort of like
rocks.
hand waved it at the end, didn't they? They were like, "Oh, we found this beach, and it was full of fucking weird rocks and minerals and shit." Because it was like that
something
book
to
that they
do with
found,
the
sort of.
pole.
Because I feel like that was the thing as well. Because when they were on the way, they were like, "Oh, we found this beach, and it had like these strange rocks, and they're all mystical and shit." And I was like, "Okay, well, it's the rocks then, isn't it? Like the rocks or whatever the fucking problem is."
Yeah.
And then even the M. Night Shyamalan again turning up as the tour guide. Even I swear, even he said, he was like, "Oh yeah, the rocks are like magical and shit." And I was like, right, okay, we get it. So it's the rocks then.
Yeah.
So when she was fucking moaning about being like, "Oh, is it? They're allergic. Oh, they've eaten something. Oh, it's the sea or whatever," and I was like, "It's obviously the rocks." We're not listening to either of the two people who told you about this one place where they said the rocks are really weird.
The rocks are weird. Yeah.
At one point, I thought it was, when you saw M. Night Shyamalan on the fucking thing, on like the rocks, like looking at it, and I was like, it's like he's literally the director, and he's just left them all with a load of camera equipment.
He's
Not
just
many.
down at them like,
A
what's
bit
going
of
on
a bit
over
of a
there?
script and just seeing what happens.
Yeah.
And then even
It's
the
just
bit at the end, when he was looking through the camera, and I was like,
clever.
is this meant to be a... Because I feel like most of his films are like a metaphor for something else.
Yeah.
And I guess this was a metaphor for pharmaceutical companies and drug testing and shit.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah. Yeah.
But with old age.
I am. Yeah. What am I trying to say? The overall message. Like, I get it. Fixing stuff in a day rather than having to spend years trying to come up with cures for stuff.
Live in the now. All that sort of shit, Yeah. It's just, like we said, the execution. And also, when they made the brother and sister like 50 years old, and I thought it was Stanley Tucci was...
I thought that too.
For a brief second, I was like,
thought
is
it was
that Stanley Tucci? And they've just made him look like Alex Wolff, but like...
Yeah.
Just stuck a curly head wig on him.
And giving him a mole.
And giving him a mole, yeah.
Classic. As soon as the film started and I saw that kid, I was like...
There he is, Alex Wolff.
Oh, yeah, that's Alex Wolff.
Yeah.
Because he's got his curly hair and his mole.
But then, I swear, when they turn up at the end, because they end up swimming through the coral to survive. It's because they have the longest breaths in the world.
Don't. So they have the longest breaths, and then she gets caught on the coral, and instead of just taking the thing off...
Taking off her... Was it a sarong?
Yeah. Her, like, I don't know, her wrap.
Yeah.
Her...
tankini.
Beach cover-up.
Yeah, whatever the fuck it is.
Like, just take it off. Take it off. Why are you trying to rip it? Like, just... my God.
It was a loose, flowy thing. Just fucking just...
Why is it so difficult?
Go, oh, okay, yeah, cool, not a problem. You're underwater, it's basically zero gravity.
And then they did that stupid, like, dramatic rock crack, and then, suddenly she's free, and it's like, you could have made that so much easier.
Yeah, but just take off the jacket, take off that jacket.
But they did, didn't they? They went up, and they got a bit of air. Yeah.
But by that point...
They definitely
should have drowned before they even got to that bit.
Yeah.
But I swear when they ended up at the hotel at the end and exposed them, first of all I was expecting another stupid twist.
Yeah, me too.
Which I'm quite glad there wasn't, because quite frankly by that point I was done with the film.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't give a
Escape
shit.
room
I was like, I didn't give a shit
style.
anyway, but I give even less of a shit now at the end. I swear the fucking kid all of a sudden had an accent that sounded like his dad. And then I was like, have they just put the dad made the dad look like him?
Yeah, and just brought him.
And then I was like, they did the same with the mum. I was like, if they got the mum to be the daughter, the sister, and I was,
no.
yeah, it could have been a hell of a lot better.
It would have,
It could have been worse.
Yeah.
I think it wasn't great. Maybe not even good.
The thing that kept me going was the story.
Yeah.
And I wanted the twist, and I wanted to know what was going on and why. That was what kept me going.
Yeah.
Not to mention classic annoying kids behind us.
I mean, those chavvy cunts who sat behind.
Don't. Literally, one of them had their foot on my chair, so I sat up, because obviously they're rocky chairs, aren't they?
Yeah.
So I sat up really quickly, like they moved their foot, and then I put my chair back down, and I kind of looked to the side, like, get your fucking foot off my chair.
Honestly, people fucking forgot what it's like to be in the cinema. Why are you taking your fucking shoes off, putting them on the back of the fucking
It's
seat?
grim. I'm like, I want to look to the right and see
Your
like
fucking dirty chavvy
3
socks.
pairs of little
fucking-
peats in front of me.
Fucking dirty fucking bottom of your feet. Fuck off.
Grim.
I fucking hate going to cinema sometimes.
When-
Because the other fucking children keep ruining it. Like,
when it,
what?
what are kids?
Well, just fucking like that 15, 16-year-old. Oh, let's have a let's go and have a laugh, and we're gonna be fucking dickheads in front of everyone. Let's just shut the fuck up and watch the fucking film. Although, I mean, I wasn't enjoying this film anyway. And I really was. And I feel like if I was enjoying this film, it would have pissed me off more. But I was just like, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not even one of them where it's like, I think if they hadn't been in there, I would have enjoyed it. Because there were still so many points where I was like, this is fucking dumb.
Yeah. It was when it cut to the guy on the cliff. Did you say that was M. Night Shyamalan?
Yeah.
On the cliff looking through the camera.
Yeah.
And then one of them behind was like, oh, that's the man from the resort. And I was just like, no fucking
shock horror.
shit.
Oh my god, you're so fucking smart. Well done.
No shit.
Oh, I'm so surprised you managed to fucking follow the story, because you were talking through the whole fucking film.
And they did manage to follow it, to be
Oh.
honest.
I mean, that being said, I'm fucking strong as well. But that's not the fucking point. Just
I
when
love
you go,
how
when you go to the sit down and shut the fuck up. Just shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, do your parents need to come and fucking sort you out? Have you forgotten the fucking rule? You don't go to a library. Oh, you probably don't even go to a fucking library, you dumbasses. Like, fuck off. Fuck off.
Just be quiet.
With your shit fucking tracksuits. Get the fuck out. Fucking cannot stand it.
It was when it cut at one point and one of them was like, what's going on? Or like, I don't get it.
Yeah, no, that did make me laugh actually, because I was a bit like,
Me neither.
yeah, same. I was like, yeah.
Like, I don't get it either, hun.
Yeah.
I'm sure we'll find out by the end.
Right, yeah, shut the fuck up. Although the people like to the left of me were fucking, they were pissing themselves at one point.
Oh my
I don't know
God.
what it was.
It was the tumour bit, wasn't it?
Oh my god, how the fuck
And
did I
one
forget
of
about?
the sound that man made, he was like, oh.
Oh god, yeah, when they fucking
Really loudly.
when they showed that
The cut in the
the incision
side.
as
Yeah.
it just went down, opened up, and he was like, oh,
Oh.
and I was like, chill out, you fucking wimp, like, and it did it back up again, and I was like, bro, you won't fucking complain when they pulled that fucking beach ball sized fucking tumour out of her stomach.
Well, that was
fucking
that was.
that was just stupid as well.
I feel like there should have just been way more blood than there was.
Yeah, it was and I just don't get how
It was when they were
I just
like,
don't believe for 1 second they're just cutting it out, and then she was like, oh, I'm fine, I'm okay.
fine.
And I was like, no, it's not how surgery works.
No.
Let alone surgery done on a fucking beach with a rusty fucking bloody knife.
Yeah.
And you literally pulled something out that took like 3 people to pull it out because it was so big.
And the fact that they were all like, oh, you need to hold her slit open so she doesn't close back up, and he was like, oh, I can feel it closing
up
on
my
my
fingers.
hands. I was like, oh,
I thought it was gonna like cut her back and his fingers were gonna like be stuck in her
And they'd
stomach or something.
oh, yeah, and they
And that
were
would've
having
been-
to like pull them out.
Yeah, there were some bits where it just made me laugh because it was so stupid. I
Yeah,
can't
bits like
remember it.
that.
And again, something which could have been. We didn't even fucking mention about the fucking blonde woman who was fucking Skeletor.
Oh, don't. I was getting there.
She fucking. Because what did she? So she had calcium deficiency.
Deficiency, yeah.
And then she had a humpback, which I don't know if. I mean, as not an expert on calcium deficiency, I don't know if that's how it works.
I don't know, I guess because it's obviously calcium.
I was probably fucking with her spine.
Builds your bones, doesn't it? Sorry, I shouldn't speak to my yeah, it builds your bones.
Yeah, so I
calcium.
guess
so
probably
if you've got a deficiency,
did
then
fuck her up
your
a little
bones
bit.
would be really like brittle and weak, I think.
Which is
obviously
what she did.
what happened. But then, yeah, when
And she was like fucking throwing rocks and shit. She was like, don't look at me, and I was like,
what's that all about?
I was like,
so
you've gone
weird.
fucking mental.
Yeah.
Like,
Like,
yeah.
fully mental.
Also, why was no one checking? What?
Here rustling. Here rustling.
Fucking burglar.
Maybe.
But
Why did no one mention?
why was no one keeping it? First of all, why was no one keeping an eye on everyone else, making sure they're okay? And then second, like how the fucking blonde woman just turned into like a witch in the cave.
Yeah.
Like, and then
I did think, I was like, where's she gone then? Because she's like,
And
we
she's
haven't
gone.
seen her die.
she's
and she's
gone
just-
insane.
Yeah.
And yeah, that bit where she was like crawling after him, and then it was like every time she took like a step, it like broke her bones. And I was
Yeah.
like, this is grim. And then she just like was just going fucking. I don't know. She like the bottom half of her looked like the Tasmanian devil,
It did, didn't
which was like,
it?
blah, 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 blah. And then
it's
and
so
then
weird.
and I was like, this isn't even scary. This is just fucking.
It's fucking
And then they had
stupid.
that, you know, they lit the match and
Yeah.
showed her, and she just looked like a upside down spider.
Yeah.
Because I was like,
She looked like some kind of weird
have you got?
creature,
I
didn't
was like, have
she?
you got other limbs all of a sudden? But then the
Yeah.
limbs looked shit.
Yeah.
The CGI in this film was fucking awful.
Yeah.
And there were so many points where I was like, this is shit.
This looks shite.
Like, you
This
know,
is
when-
shite.
When the pregnant girl
Mhm.
climbed the cliff, and then she just, like, it just looked shit.
Yeah. That stressed me out. I was like, what are you doing climbing a cliff with bare skin and you didn't get all cut? And then she got
You've
down.
never seen Mission Impossible 2? Tom Cruise does it. I mean, of course Tom Cruise does it.
Was he just in a bikini?
No, he was in shorts and a t-shirt.
Yeah,
Didn't
not
have
great.
any safety equipment though. Fucking man. Of course he didn't.
Not
But
ideal.
yeah, also, if you've got someone who's already committed murder, maybe tie them up.
Yeah.
Maybe keep an eye on them. Don't just leave
Yeah.
him like wandering around the beach and looking at you every now. I think that's what
Yeah.
made me laugh, because it was like he was sat there, took the knife off him,
That was it. Yeah.
hid it in the mum's beach bag, the most secure place of all the things.
They literally showed when they took it off him and they were like backing away, and they showed him where they'd put the knife. So of course
Yeah.
he was going to get it back.
Yeah. I still just
Go and bury
maintain.
it somewhere. Like.
I just think it should have just been about the four. I think it should have just been about the family.
The
I think
family,
just the
yeah.
4 of them, and then obviously, you know, it's more about the story of the family, how they, you know, they were at the brink, how they come back, they enjoy one final day together, they have a whole life together in a day, job done, whatever.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like that. It was long, too many characters that I didn't really care about. And they all got killed anyway. I think that's the thing. I was like, I feel like you're all gonna die, so I don't really care.
Don't care.
Because you're not big name actors.
Yeah.
Yeah. What'd you give it overall?
Maybe a... 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8.
Bear in mind, we gave still water of 6.5.
4.
Yeah. That was the ballpark I was going in.
4.
Like, maybe if you're gonna watch it, maybe watch it with a couple of friends, drunk.
Yeah.
Or like high or something.
Not in the cinema though.
Yeah.
Don't piss other people off.
Yeah, don't piss other people off. Because you're not enjoying it. Just watch it at home and not enjoy it together.
Yeah.
And have a laugh. Have a movie night. Have a takeaway. Have some drinks. Smoke some weed. Watch it. And then talk shit about it during it. Not great.
Not
I would
great.
say.
Not his finest.
Absolutely not. And it's annoying because he was on a bit of an upswing, you know.
Yeah.
Visit. I like Glass. I'm an apologist for Glass because I know some people are like, oh, it's fucking stupid. I'm not. Oh, we haven't seen the first. We haven't seen Unbreakable, otherwise you will get it.
Precisely.
Because they're like, oh, I saw Split, but how come Bruce Willis, spoiler alert, drowned in a puddle? They literally say in the first one he drowns in a puddle, and he died in the first one. He fell in a pool. Like
They said
it did literally.
he can drown.
Yeah.
In 2 inches of water.
Yeah.
Because that is his weakness.
Yeah. Because.
That's his kryptonite.
Because sure, why not? Water, innit?
That's his kryptonite.
But
Yeah.
right, that's wrong. Anything else to say?
No.
Nope, me either. And there it was, our driving home review. Very interesting. Was it controversial? Possibly. This is pre-recorded, so deal with it. Anyway, thanks for listening. And if you want to get in touch, give us a follow on Insta, Twitter, or give us a like on Facebook, where we're Driving Home Reviews. It'd be great if you could subscribe and leave a nice juicy 5-star review, and maybe I'll buy you a pint. Is this bribery? Probably. But tune in next time for another Driving Home review. Bye bye!